Your next task is to adjust the overall tonality of the image, and here we're interested in the photograph's density, which just means its overall brightness or darkness and its contrast. The tool we're going to use is found within the Layers palette, and we're going to create a new adjustment layer. You'll see we have the black and white adjustment layer that we did for another image in a previous step. Here we're going to go down to that circle icon, click, and pull up to Levels. That's going to bring up a window that should be familiar to you. It's the histogram for this image. And you'll notice with this particular photograph, and this is not uncommon, there are regions of the histogram where we find no information. A lot, in this case, on the bright end, the white end of the photograph, and somewhat on the black end. So this histogram confirms something we can see in the image, which is that the photograph is adjusted or exposed in such a way that it's not taking advantage of the full dynamic range available to us from absolute black to absolute white, which results in the picture looking kind of dull and low contrast. So to remedy that, we're going to look at either extreme of the histogram and eliminate these unoccupied regions of the histogram. I'm going to click on the white slider, pull it back right to where information begins in the histogram. In the dark end, it's a much smaller adjustment for this image, right about there, 3 points up. And at this point, you can look at the middle tones and use the gray slider to make the image a little darker or a little brighter. I'm going to make it just a hair brighter because that reveals a little bit more information in this particular photograph. Once I've done that, I can confirm that my new levels adjustment layer in fact improves the photograph by toggling it in and out. Here's the unaltered image. It looks pretty low contrast and bland. And we can see here with the levels adjustment, much more satisfactory contrast and nice overall brightness. Now, there will be some images where you go to make these adjustments and it's a little bit different. So let's look at another example. In this photograph, if I go to do my levels adjustment, you'll notice that the information in the photograph completely fills the histogram from absolute black to absolute white. So in this case, we would never bring in these sliders or we're going to destroy information in the image. Just have a look. In this photograph, the brightest area is up here. It's already pretty bright. But if we were to pull the white slider over to the left, it's getting rid of all of this information and blowing it out. So we lose detail. So we don't want to do that. In a situation like this, where the histogram is completely occupied, black to white, the only thing you're going to do is a mid-tone adjustment. And again, do that to generally brighten up or slightly darken the photograph to taste. Your instructor will help you with these decisions, by the way, for the first few labs. In this case, I've brightened up the midtones just a little bit, and I can toggle the adjustment in and out and confirm, yes, in fact, I like that change, and we're good to go.